Anthony Joshua getting hurt and sparring again in the lead up to the Ruiz fight? That's the question I'm asking. Alright, I'm not flat out saying that that's what happened. It's the question I'm asking. Shout out to Hatman. I was watching his video on this the other day, or yesterday I should say, and he said that it was Marcus Villegas, I think it was from Fight Hype TV, who did an interview, and he said that he's heard from two unnamed sources in the AJ camp. Now, I think it was in the AJ camp, he said that AJ has been getting hurt. Don't know about getting dropped, but getting hurt in sparring and is not fully recovered, maybe mentally, from the first Ruiz fight. Okay? Now, obviously, we don't know the names of the people in the Anthony Joshua camp. I heard on Hatman's video that he said, what was the guy's name? Harold Knight, I think, Lennox Lewis' former strength and conditioning coach, has been in camp. Now, obviously, Hatman alluded to the fact in the video that Lewis and Joshua have not been on great terms, and Lennox Lewis with Harold Knight was very, very good friends, very good training buddies the whole way through his career. So you would wonder, is that one of the people? But if you're hearing two sources from Team AJ, I've heard it before. That's the best way to describe it. I've heard it before about AJ being hurt, dropped in sparring, and I believed it then. And I see no reason why it's any less true now. Seriously. The whole not being fully recovered from the Ruiz fight, the first fight, again, I'd well believe it. I'd well believe it. I really, truly would. As I said, it's not like, I've said this many times, it's not like Lennox Lewis when he got knocked out by Rackman. Okay? It's not even Lennox Lewis when he got knocked out by McCall. Because in those two losses, Lewis rematched McCall. And if you go back and watch the second fight, even though McCall was all over the shop in that fight, Lennox Lewis was still a bit gung-ho in that fight. It's on YouTube. Go and watch it. Lennox Lewis, you can tell he's a little bit gung-ho. But he waited a couple of years before he rematched McCall. He didn't go straight back into it. And when he rematched Rackman, it was one punch. You'd say it was a lucky punch, but it wasn't. Lennox Lewis had his hands down, chin in the air, and goaded Rackman to hit him, and he obliged. But Lewis went into that rematch, took it serious, trained hard, fought him in the States, proper camp. Lewis barely touched in that whole fight. So this is different. This Anthony Joshua going straight back in there against the guy who, for all intents and purposes, beat the crap out of him. Seriously. I know he was down, Ruiz, in the third round, but apart from that, it was pretty much all Ruiz. Pretty much for the most part anyway. So when they say Joshua was not fully recovered mentally, I well believe it again. I would well believe it. In terms of being dropped, we haven't heard anything about that, but being hurt, again, yep, definitely believe it. Strange things happen in sparring, that's what I'll say. People think that, sparring is, whatever happens sparring doesn't make a difference. Well, yes it does. You're getting yourself ring ready, you're shaking the rust, you're getting yourself in there just so the cobwebs are all polished for when you get in the ring. Strange things can happen. Fighters spend way more time in sparring than they ever will in the pro ring. Strange things can happen. I've seen light heavyweights get dropped by body shots by lightweights. Shout out to Niall, he knows who he is. I've seen that in sparring. Alright, so a lot of strange things can happen. In terms of Joshua, we've heard reports of this before. We've heard reports of Dubois hurt and Joshua dropping him. We've heard reports of Akali dropping him. We've heard reports of Joey DeWaco dropping him. I don't just dismiss these as being, just he say, she say. Someone like a Johnny Nelson saying it, if he was saying it about, a Golden Boy fighter or someone like that, I'd say, well, Johnny Nelson is full of shit. So, yeah, I wouldn't believe that. But if you're hearing it from unnamed sources in the AJ camp, I'd well believe it. This Ruiz fight is fascinating. Now, I'm going to get my prediction video probably out next week. I'm going to break it down and give my prediction video next week because I want to think a little bit more about it. Now, if you go back to the live stream I did on Monday, you'll kind of have an idea of my breakdown video in that. But I still want to have a little bit more thinking about this fight in my head before I go and commit to making a prediction video. So, that's coming. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Do you believe Anthony Joshua was dropped or hurt in sparring? And do you think he's fully recovered from the Andy Ruiz fight? Not just physically, but mentally. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for new, and of course, I will talk to you after.